Hello everyone. I am going to be reading the January 11th entries from Courage to Change, Hope for Today, and One Day at a Time in Al-Anon. January 11th is on the 11th page on all three books. I know that sometimes I tend to add some of my experience, strength, and hope with these readings, and sometimes I straight up just read from the book. Let me know which one you prefer, if you prefer that I can share a little bit of my experience, strength, and hope, and my opinion, versus if I should just read straight the entries and nothing else. Alright, here goes. January 11th from Courage to Change. Feel free to follow along. I feel like the luckiest person in the world because I found a second family, and I am a very real part of it. In my new family, I am accepted just as I am. I never have to pretend or wear a mask over my feelings. I can speak freely and know that my words won't leave the room. In my new family, people empathize when I share my troubles, but instead of trying to solve my problems for me, they allow me the dignity to do so on my own. They do offer their experience, strength, and hope, and in this sharing I often hear just what I need to help me with a troublesome situation. In my new family, love is not a point system. I don't have to earn love from others. It's given freely as a gift. I don't have to earn my place in the sun. I can just relax and be myself. Today's reminder. When a loved one's alcoholism brought me to Al-Anon, I found a new second family, a family that helped me discover the me that had been hidden for so long, a family that will always be there for me. Today I will enjoy having a place where I really belong. Quote, for me, alcoholism has proven to be a bittersweet legacy. Bitter, because of the pain I suffered, and sweet because if it weren't for that pain, I wouldn't have searched for and found a better way of living. That quote is from Al-Anon Faces Alcoholism. So, that's the reading from Courage to Change. My takeaway from that reading is, unconditional love and openness and just the freedom of just being. And I like that about these rooms. Moving on to One Day at a Time in Al-Anon, January 11, page 11. Once upon a time, there was a woman who was very unhappy. If you asked her what she was unhappy about, she would say despairingly, "Oh, just everything." And then she would go into the most excruciating detail about her sufferings, the awful things her husband did, the trouble she had with her children. A scared, lugubrious expression was etched on her face. Although she had been a pretty girl, she could see no reason for making herself look nice. And anyway, she didn't have the time. While she was looking on the dark side, communication and love between her and her family grew less and less. Even her friends avoided her, which increased her grievance against life. Everything would have been all right, of course, if only her husband would stop drinking, and she told him so every day. Once in a while somebody would get to her to an Al-Anon meeting, but somehow she had the idea that all the members were just waiting to hear her latest disaster reports. One night, a member, determined to help her if she could, put the cards on the table. She told her that everybody there had plenty of troubles, but with the help of Al-Anon and each other they learned to stop exaggerating them. Why don't you try wearing a smile for a change, and see what happens? Maybe it would even be such a jolt for your husband to see you pleasant and cheerful that he'd run to AA. And believe it or not, after a while, that's just what happened. Wow. So that is a reading from One Day at a Time. This is really good. Really good. I like this. I can kind of relate. I mean, I can relate to that. I've experienced it myself. And moving on to Hope for Today, January 11, page 11. I had few friends when I was young. I was too embarrassed to invite anyone over, and I didn't want to visit anyone else. for fear of what I might find when I returned home. I thought being around would somehow keep my mother from drinking. Time passed. I got married, created a family, and focused on my spouse's alcoholism. My life soon felt unmanageable. I heard about Al-Anon and started attending meetings. Since then, I've connected with the important staples of recovery, including friendship. In my home group, I became friends with someone who was supportive, positive, and serious about recovery. I recently learned that this friend is moving to another state. I'll miss my friend. It has always been difficult for me to let go of people in my life. I tend to hold, clutch, and grab as if the relationship is my last opportunity for intimacy. However, Al-Anon taught me that I have choices. Relationships don't have to end because of distance. I've learned how to better deal with my friend's relocation by accepting it and focusing on gratitude for the gifts of our relationship. I appreciate the time my friend and I spent together. I am grateful I was healed enough through Al-Anon to experience intimacy. I'll always value the many things she taught me. Although she's moving, we can chat on the phone, write letters, and maybe visit one another occasionally. If we lose touch, that's okay too. I can focus on the positive and be happy for her in her new place. I can let go and let God determine the future of our friendship. Thought for the day. Now that I'm more confident in my recovery, I can let my friendships follow God's will rather than mine. Quote, my challenge is to work on myself and let God take care of my friends. That is from Living Today in Alateen, page 8. Alright, I like that last quote. My challenge is to work on myself and let God take care of my friends. That is perfect. So that is the reading from all three books. Again, Al-Anon is an anonymous organization. We are not affiliated with any sect, religion, or political entity. We do not have an opinion. And we are a nonprofit organization. If you're or your loved one is dealing with somebody in alcoholism, please attend meetings. Please attend meetings. If you cannot go to a meeting by any chance, you can always call. Al-Anon has a hotline wherever you go, a national hotline. And there are also phone meetings. If you look up phone meetings, there are plenty of times in a day, whatever time may be, for experience, strength, and hope, and to attend phone meetings. I found it quite helpful for me when I couldn't go to meetings. So don't give up. Get a sponsor and work the steps and even the traditions, because that's very helpful. Thank you so much. If you are still listening, please hit subscribe, and yeah, keep your head up. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.